This is our post first time shooting video for the Radical Firearms FR-15 model rifle. Now, if you would please hit the like button and subscribe and help out with the algorithms, and also for YouTube. I am not selling, promoting, advertising, or doing anything for any sponsors. Any mention of value is for reference only, and for you guys familiar with the channel, when we do talk about value, we will use the term units. Alright, so first off, this is one of our budget guns, and I got it. It came to me at 425 units delivered. That's with everything. This gun supposedly at one time had an MSRP of like 700, and there are people out there who made videos years ago that boasted they got this gun at a reasonable price at 600. Okay, so bear that in mind. Now you can find them for about 350. So we took the gun out. In my first video, when we took it out of the box and inspected it, okay, no cosmetic things other than a scratch on the barrel, no big deal. I know people get into that. The castle nut is not staked. Now, it does have the pistol grip and the butt stock, I think are B5 or something, which is, I believe, I'm not familiar with it, but a little bit better grade other than generic stuff out of China. And it is comfortable. And we'll go with the pros first. This is comfortable. I really like this stock, and the pistol grip, even though it's a different angle than the standard one, I really didn't notice it. Okay, and we did already review fit and finish. I mounted my T-dot scope, and I was nervous that if I mounted it back where it was over the receiver and on the handguard, it may move or shift or throw it off. So I put it on the handguard, which I don't think I should have done, because when we talk about accuracy, I'll discuss why. I should have mounted it back here. So, out at the range, we took it out, fired it. It worked 100%, and all I did was disassemble it and clean the factory oil out of it. That's it, and lube it. So I did clean it before I fired it. It functioned perfectly. 55 grain, 62 grain, and I think I shot a 68 grain bullet through it. So an assortment of ammo. The gun functioned fine. There were no issues as far as the gas system and that, how I know it's not overgassed. It was throwing the cartridges out back to the 4 o'clock position behind my shoulder. So the gas system and everything, nothing's overgassed or going to create problems in that. The gun functioned perfectly. Okay, the magazine is fine. That metal magazine come with it. I don't know if that's Korean or where they're made, but the magazine worked fine too. No issues, no jams, none of that stuff. So overall, for the money, it's functioning, all that other fun stuff. It's comfortable to shoot. The stock was nice, great. So a win-win. Now, the only issue I had was when it came to accuracy. Okay, and if you watch the video where I shoot it, I'll go over that. I have brought the targets back with me, and we'll just discuss it. Now, when we talk about accuracy, two things. I don't know if it was because where I mounted the scope or the type of scope, a T-dot scope. They're more of a not very precision like a regular rifle scope with crosshairs and a different type of optic. And we only shot at 50 yards. So the group should have been pretty good, even with this type of a sight. Okay, is one. The barrel says it's a 5.56 NATO 1 in 7 twist. So that means a 1 in 7 twist should work better and shoot 62 grain ammo at least, and heavier, a lot better than say 55 grain ammo. Generally when barrels, you know, are 1 in 7, they will shoot the slightly heavier military grade bullet better than a 55 grain bullet. But we'll go over that in a minute. So other than that, as far as functioning, comfort, shooting, all that stuff, thumbs up, great. The only thing was the accuracy I called into question. So let's take a look at the targets and what we got. Alright, the first group we're going to look at is the 55 grain bullet, but I used 2 different types of bullets on this target. The 55 grain to 10 rounds was the first, and they're the ones taped up, but we can look at them through the back. Okay, so what I got was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one up here, 10. There was one flyer here. So the grouping of these 55 grains, with that flyer there, you're looking 4 inches. And with the ultimate flyer up there, 5 inches. Not good, okay? Which I kind of considered that. With the fast twist rate, the 55 grain bullets don't work good. And that was a PPU ammo, 55 grain NATO standard. So we went with the 62 grain green tip. Those are my sighters, these 4 here. And then concentrating on that. These here were when I was trying to get accurate. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now that should have worked well. Okay. But as you see, what do we get here? 3, 3.5, 3.5. Put that out there. Again, with that flyer, you're looking at 5 1/4. The extreme distance with the flyer, but 3.5 we kept it inside the triangle, which is not terrible, okay? Granted, like I said, it could have had something to do with where I mounted the scope or the sight. It could have had something to do with my physical issues that I have that are deteriorating as time goes on. It's hard for me to hold things steady. So what I did towards the end is I said, okay, let me go and shoot at 3 rounds at the smaller targets, trying to zero in on the diamonds. So we got 1, 2, 3, and that come out 1.5 inches, which was a pretty good group. You know, taking my time, just shooting. Second group of 3 up here, 1.25 inches. Yeah, 1.25 inches. So, again, not bad. And this is with 62 grain ammo. So, here, 2.5 inches. I don't know if I shifted and was off. And then on this one here, I miscounted and didn't put a round in, but 2.5 inches. It could have been because when I was angling myself down or shifted, you know, I was kind of holding it, not really bench resting. So that's the accuracy we have. And from other videos I watched of people showing budget guns, that's about what they average, you know, right off the bat. Now, what I did on the other thing is in my shooting bag, I did find a heavier bullet. I had some from Georgia Munitions or something, a 68 grain match bullet. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rounds. And if you notice, point of impact changed. You know, the 55s were a little higher, the 62s were in the diamond, and when I put that other bullet, it moved, you know, that's about 6 inches, 5-6 inches higher. Now the grouping was a tad bit better. If we eliminate these three, we're looking at about 2 inches. But if we go to the extreme, which is here, about a little over 3.5 inches. Yeah. Center to center, almost 3 3/4 of an inch from here to here. All right, which, if that was match grade ammo, that barrel should have grouped tighter, but compared to the others, you know, if we look at that, it did give like a 2-inch, about a 2-inch group for this cluster here, minus the 3 flyers. So obviously the rifle likes a bit heavier bullet. Okay, it starts to tighten up. How heavy, I don't know. The only problem is the current cost of ammo is about half a unit, you know, around, and that's military grade, depending on who made it, just a full metal jacket. When you go up to the match grades of 77 and that, then it starts getting into 1.5 units per round, okay? So for me to prove this out and go spend like 100 units to gather up a couple different brands and bullet weights, and you can get 77, 70, 68, there's all kinds of variations, okay? But generally 77, and I think there's 80 grain bullets, and well, 68 I shot, you know. But I think 77 is what a match grade, standard match grade load in that caliber is. I don't know if I'll do that. I may go and try, what was I going to try? I was going to try a reload that I had in 55 grains, which was super accurate and works great in a lot of ARs. I didn't try any of it when I went to the range. I may go with that. That's loaded with a 55 grain Hornady bullet, and I get good results. Well, all right, guys, I hope that helps, gives you an idea, accuracy in that. As far as functioning, 100%. Wouldn't be afraid of picking one up on that. Just question of how accurate it is, okay? So, stay tuned, gentlemen, and thank you.